Today we're taking a look at the Phoenix Suns vs Milwaukee Bucks Part 3, which is happening on Tuesday, July 20th, 2021. I'm making a third video because I have so many information and betting advices to share with you guys. Hopefully these information will help you make the best betting picks possible. Before we continue, as usual, welcome back to High Stakes. Don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours and hours of your time searching the internet for some fake betting predictions and losing your money because of it. Join High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advices instantly. The Phoenix Suns faced a tough challenge entering the NBA playoffs 2021. They faced the defending champions Los Angeles Lakers in the first round. However, with LeBron James and Anthony Davis injured, the Lakers were not at their best. The Milwaukee Bucks did not have an easy road either. They faced the 2019-20 runners-up Miami Heat. Although, the Heat was nowhere as good as they were last season, and the Bucks won the series 4-0. The biggest test for the Bucks came against the Brooklyn Nets and the Big Three. Unfortunately for the Nets, not all of their superstars were fit at the same time. In Game 7, which went into overtime, the Bucks won 115-111. Kevin Durant forced the first overtime and was inches away from winning the series for the Nets, as his foot was on the three-point line. The Phoenix Suns made through without Chris Paul, even after had to miss Game 1 and 2 of the NBA Western Conference Finals. Although, it did not have a big impact on the Suns team, as Devin Booker and DeAndre Ayton assisted the Suns to go 2-0 up. The combination of DeAndre Ayton and Devin Booker has been immense for the Suns. It is true that the Bucks were without Giannis for 2 games in East Finals, but Brook Lopez was the standout performer in Game 5. He has not done that on a consistent basis like Booker and Ayton. The Milwaukee Bucks were dependent on Chris Middleton for the most part, even when Giannis was on the court. With a lockdown defender like Booker, it might be tough for Middleton to work his magic like he usually does. The Milwaukee Bucks struck the first major blow in the NBA Finals when they beat the Phoenix Suns Sunday in Phoenix to take a 3-2 series lead. Now, the series moves back to Milwaukee, where the Bucks have a chance to close it out and win the title. The Bucks are a 5-point favorite, but this is do or die for Chris Paul and the Suns. The Phoenix Suns went from looking like a team that would go up 3-1 to one that is trailing 3-2. The Suns led most of the way in Game 4 in Milwaukee, only to blow a fourth-quarter lead and lose a heartbreaker. That dealt the Suns a huge blow as they went back home to Phoenix for Game 5 Sunday and were soundly beaten by the Bucks 123-119, putting the Bucks on the brink of a title. If the Phoenix Suns want to win this game, Chris Paul is going to need to have a big game, but I don't think it will happen. In each of the last 3 games, Paul has finished with 21 points or less, and 2 games ago he only finished with 10 points. Paul is going to finish in the 15 to 18 point mark, and Paul will finish under 21.5 points. My first betting advice is to pick Chris Paul under 21.5 points. The Bucks took that momentum they earned in their come-from-behind win over the Suns in Game 4 and scored a huge 123-119 win over the Suns in Phoenix in Game 5. The Bucks shot 57% from the floor and made 50% of their three-pointers. The Bucks' big three led the way as Giannis Antetokounmpo, Chris Middleton, and Jrue Holiday all had big games for Milwaukee. It seems Vegas has finally figured it out with this prop bet. The Bucks need to follow the same formula that they used in Game 5 when all 3 members of their star trio of Antetokounmpo, Middleton, and Holiday scored at least 27 points. When all 3 of those guys are clicking, the Bucks become extremely tough to topple. That, combined with the stellar defense that Holiday has played on Paul and at times Booker throughout the series, has given Milwaukee an advantage. If that trio is able to produce at a high level again in Game 6, the series might not return to Phoenix. In each of the last 3 games, Giannis Antetokounmpo has finished with no made three-pointers. This is a bet that was plus money the last few games, but even now that it's moved to minus 115, there is still value. Antetokounmpo isn't going to be shooting the ball from deep much, and the shots he does will miss. Look for Antetokounmpo to finish under 0.5 three-pointers made. My second betting advice is to pick Giannis Antetokounmpo under 0.5 3-pointers made. Antetokounmpo had 32 points and 9 rebounds with 6 assists, while Middleton had 29 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. Holiday sparked a second quarter run, where the Bucks took the lead for good as he ended up with 27 points and 13 assists with 3 steals. Both Middleton and Holiday each had 3 3-pointers. Pat Connaughton stepped up with 14 points off the bench with 4 3-pointers. The Suns have to give Devin Booker some help. Booker has been doing all that he can for Phoenix, as he scored 40-plus points in each of their last 2 games. However, the Suns have lost both of those games because they didn't get enough production from the rest of the roster. Specifically, the Suns need more from Chris Paul. Paul is a big part of the reason that the Suns were able to advance to the finals in the first place, but he hasn't had his best series thus far. He has just 40 total points over the past 3 games, and he has also struggled with taking care of the ball over the course of the series. Jrue Holiday deserves a lot of the credit for that, as he's been dominant defensively, but some of it still falls on Paul. The Suns will need Paul to play up to the peak of his powers in Game 6 if they want to extend their season and force a Game 7. He's certainly capable of it, but he needs to step up. Michael Bridges shouldn't grab more than 5 or 6 rebounds, so this is going to come down to how many points he scores. I expect Bridges is going to score only 6 or 7 points, and the under is going to cash. My third betting advice is to pick Michael Bridges under 16.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Phoenix will take the court with a win-loss record of 51-21 for the campaign. They turn the ball over 12.5 times per game, and as a group are committing 19.1 personal fouls per game. As a unit, Phoenix is pulling down 42.9 boards per game and is sitting with 1,939 assists so far this year, which ranks 3rd in the NBA in terms of passing the rock. The Suns are connecting on 37.8% on shots from distance, 940 of 2,490, and 83.4% from the free throw line. They average 115.3 points per outing, 7th in the NBA, while shooting 49.0% from the field. On the defensive end, the Suns are able to force 13.6 turnovers per game, while drawing 18.0 fouls. The Suns defensively are giving up an opponent shooting percentage of 46.7%, 981 of 1,294, and they surrender 42.7 boards per game as a unit. They currently rank 4th in basketball in giving up assists to the opposition with 1,652 relinquished on the season. They concede 35.4% on shots from distance, and they are 7th in the league in PPG allowed, 109.5. In their Game 5 win, the Bucks were able to corral 26 defensive rebounds and 11 offensive boards for a total of 37 for this contest. They also coughed up the ball 11 times, while getting 7 steals in this contest. The Suns were called for 20 fouls in this matchup, which got the Bucks to the free throw line for a total of 17 shots. They were able to knock down 9 of the free throw tries for a rate of 52.9%. Concerning shots from distance, Milwaukee buried 14 of 28 tries, 50.0%. The Suns ended up losing by a score of 123-119 in Game 5. Phoenix ended having earned a 55.2% FG percentage, 48 of 87, and converted 13 of their 19 three-point attempts. When they shot from the charity stripe, the Suns converted 10 of 11 attempts for a rate of 90.9%. In relation to rebounding, they compiled 35 with 8 of them being on the offensive end. They also recorded 23 dimes for the contest as well as creating 11 turnovers and getting 9 steals. When it comes to the defense, Phoenix allowed 57.5% from the floor on 50 of 87 shooting. Milwaukee distributed 26 assists and had 7 steals for the matchup. Furthermore, Milwaukee collected 37 boards, 11 offensive, 26 defensive, and had 5 blocked shots. Milwaukee finished the game at 52.9% at the charity stripe by knocking down 9 of their 17 attempts. They converted 14 out of their 28 attempts from beyond the perimeter. When this game wrapped up, the Bucks ended up shooting 50 for 87 from the field, which gave them a percentage of 57.5%. The Bucks allowed the Suns to convert 48 of 87 attempts from the field, which left them shooting 55.2% for this contest. They shot 68.4% from three-point land by shooting 13 out of 19 and finished the game at 10 out of 11 at the free throw line, 90.9%. With respect to rebounds, Milwaukee permitted Phoenix to grab 35 overall, 8 on the offensive glass. The Phoenix Suns have their back against the wall, but I expect their pace of play is going to be fast in this game with their offense. Look for the quicker pace to lead to plenty of scoring and for the Suns to finish with at least 109 points. My fourth betting advice is to pick Phoenix Suns over 108.5 points. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.